Good morning, students. Now I am going to discuss another topic in organic chemistry, that is fission of covalent bond. Fission means breaking of covalent bond. Here there are two types of breaking of covalent bond. One is homolytic fission, another one is heterolytic fission. What is homolytic fission? See, fission of covalent bond equally, then free radicals are formed. That means every bond contains two electrons, we know very well. If we break that bond equally means after breaking that bond, those two electrons should belongs to individual atoms. That means after breaking that bond, one electron goes to one atom and another electron goes to another atom. That type of fission is called homolytic fission. Here after breaking the bond, which will form? These are formed. See, this indicates that fission takes place equally. That means A having one electron, B also having one electron. These are called free radicals. So this is important point. Free radicals are formed due to homolytic fission of covalent bond. Next one, heterolytic fission. Fission of covalent bond takes place unequally. Unequal means after breaking bond, those two electrons should belongs to one atom, only one atom. That fission, then which will form cations and anions are formed. That is called heterolytic fission. See here, after breaking bond, A plus and B minus are formed. A plus means what? Cation. B minus means anion. See that why here anion is formed. See here this B gains one more electron along with that electron. That is why B exhibits negative charge. A loses its electron to B. That is why A exhibits positive charge. So during heterolytic fission, cations and anions are formed. Next, here one important point is there. That is what? Bond energy of heterolytic fission is more than bond energy of homolytic fission. In case of heterolytic fission, bond energy is very high because after forming cation and anion, there is a chance to form bond again between cation and anion because both are oppositely charged ions. So they should not come close to each other. For that, we should apply more energy than that cation and anion. They will move away from each other. For that, more energy is needed. So what is the point here? Bond energy of heterolytic fission is more than bond energy of homolytic fission. In case of homolytic fission, free radicals are formed. In case of heterolytic fission, cations and anions are formed. That's it. That is about fission of covalent bond. Now come to another topic, that is types of organic reactions. There are four types of reactions in organic chemistry. There are four types of reactions in organic chemistry. First reaction is what? Addition reaction. Addition reaction means the reactions in which one product is formed from two or more reactants. Among them, one of the reactant must be unsaturated. This is very important point. One of the reactant must be unsaturated. That means that should possess either triple bond or double bond. Is called addition reaction. See, if you see the examples, you get clear idea. See, in the first example, this is unsaturated compound, nothing but alkene. When this alkene undergoes reduction in the presence of nickel, then double bond becomes single bond. Ethane is formed. Similarly, in this reaction also, double bond will be broken by two bromine atoms, then double bond becomes single bond. Here also same case happens. So that is about addition reaction. Next is substitution reaction. The reaction in which an atom or group of atoms is replaced by another atom or group of atoms is called substitution reaction. If you see the example, then you get clear idea. See, when ethyl chloride, this is CH3CH2Cl, that is also called chloroethane. When this compound reacts with the aqueous NaOH, what happens? This OH part replaces Cl. Then Cl is replaced by OH, then we get CH3CH2OH. This is called ethanol. Along with NaCl. So what happened? This Cl is replaced by OH. That is why it is called substitution reaction. Next, elimination reaction. This is opposite to addition reaction. In case of addition reaction, double bonds become single bond or triple bond becomes double bond. But here single bond becomes double bond or double bond becomes triple bond. So what is the definition here? The reaction in which two atoms or group of atoms, this is very important, two atoms or group of atoms is replaced from two adjacent carbons. This is very important point. Two adjacent carbon atoms in reactant to form unsaturated carbon compounds. I told you already, single bond becomes double bond. Double bonds compounds are called what? Unsaturated. Or double bond compound becomes triple bond. Those are also comes under unsaturated. Such type of reactions are called elimination reactions. See, I can take same example, CH3CH2Cl NaOH. But here we have taken aqueous NaOH, here alcohol NaOH. Here what happened? This Cl will be removed along with the Na. Apart from that, this H also will be removed. That means here elimination takes place from adjacent carbon atoms. This is very important. Elimination always takes place from adjacent carbon atoms. From this carbon Cl will be removed. From this carbon H will be removed. Then here single bond is present. Then if elimination occurs, then single bond becomes double bond. That means CH2 double bond CH2 plus this Cl will be removed along with the Na. And this H will be removed along with OH. Then finally these are formed. So here one more point is there. What is that point? If you take aqueous NaOH, substitution reactions takes place. But if you take alcoholic NaOH or alcoholic KOH, elimination reactions takes place. In case of elimination reactions, elimination will be done at adjacent carbon atoms. Then single bond becomes double bond or double bond becomes triple bond. These points are very important, especially these applications. Which applications? Aqueous NaOH, alcohol NaOH. These applications comes in 12th class. If you take aqueous NaOH, substitution reaction takes place. If you take alcoholic NaOH or alcoholic KOH or here if you take aqueous KOH, then also substitution reaction takes place. If you take alkyl KOH or alkyl NaOH, then elimination reactions takes place. Remember this one. See, this is the note. AKOH NaOH acts as substitution reagent, alkyl NaOH acts as eliminating reagent. Next, rearrangement reaction. Rearrangement. In this case, see the reaction in which an atom or group of atoms migrate from one position to another position within the molecule. That means no atom lose from reactant or any external substance will not be added to reactant. Which will happen? Just a position of atoms or molecules, position of atoms or group of atoms changes from one position to another position in one molecule. That is called rearrangement. See, NH4CNO gives rise to NH2CONH2. See what happened here. These two hydrogens from nitrogen comes to this nitrogen and this oxygen comes to carbon. Two hydrogens from this nitrogen comes to this nitrogen and this oxygen comes to here. Then we get this compound. So nothing is losing and nothing is added. Only positions are changed. Such type of reactions are called what? Rearrangement reactions. These are called types of organic reactions. Next one, conformations of ethane. Conformations are also called isomers. These isomers are called here rotamers. See, ethane, what is the formula for ethane? C2H6. We can write it as CH3CH3. That means in ethane single bond is present between two carbon atoms. Then what happened? Then infinite structures are obtained through rotation of CC single bond. That means if you fix one carbon, the hydrogens present on that carbon should not be rotated. But if other carbon is rotated by fixing one carbon, then we get one structure. If you rotate 1 degree, you get one structure. If you rotate 1 more degree, you get one more structure. Like that, if you rotate the compound 360 degrees centigrade, then you get infinite structures. Those structures are called conformations or rotamers. Out of infinite structures, we consider only two forms. They are eclipsed form and staggered form. In eclipsed form, the hydrogens present on one carbon atom is lying hydrogen present on another carbon atom. That means the carbons which are present on one carbon atom will be lying the other carbon atom also. That means in both cases, in both carbon atoms, the position of hydrogens are same. That structure is called eclipsed structure. In staggered form, the hydrogens present on one carbon atom is exactly opposite to hydrogens present on another carbon atom. If you see the structures, then you get a clear idea. See, this round circle is one carbon, this dot one is another carbon. It contains 3 hydrogens. That other carbon also contains 3 hydrogens. For understanding purpose, we have drawn like this. Actually, the hydrogens which are present on other carbon atom should not be visible in this structure, because those hydrogens present behind these hydrogens. So that structure is called eclipse. Staggered means exactly opposite. See here, first carbon, this is the first carbon, this circle is second carbon. Or you can assume this circle is first carbon, this point is second carbon. See here, position of hydrogens are like this on one carbon. On second carbon, the position of hydrogens like this. See, this is one position, this is another position. So these are present exactly opposite on another carbon atom. The hydrogens which are present on one carbon atom, which is exactly opposite to another carbon atom. Such structures are called staggered form. We should consider these two structures only. Here one important point is that is what, in eclipsed form, the distance between two hydrogens are very less, but here the distance between two hydrogens are very far. So if distance is more, repulsions are less. If repulsions are less, stability will be more. So what is the point here? Staggered form is more stable than eclipsed form. So what is the point? Staggered form is more stable than eclipsed form. So that is given here. The staggered form is more stable than eclipsed form due to more distance of hydrogen atom of two carbon atoms. So this is all about conformations of ethane. We will discuss, if you have any doubt, we will discuss about this one in live class later. This is about conformations of